So they're going to push pause. Yeah, that would be my bet. Let's see what Steve Cotton thinks. He's a financial policy expert. Do you think that the Fed pushes pause, or do you think there's another interest rate coming?
Well, good morning. It's great to be with you on this icy, cold morning. I think the odds are pretty good the Fed will pause. They have been very focused on unemployment the last half of the year, whereas previously before that they were focused on inflation. I think they're back focused on inflation again. Unemployment ticked down slightly to 4.4 from 4.5 in November. It was 4.4 in December. Inflation has been very moderate at 4 to 4.5%. We had 50,000 new jobs in December. So my guess is the Fed will probably just pause and continue their analysis on the impact of tariffs. And but the Fed is split. It is not a unified Federal Open Market Committee group at all. And some are for continued cuts. Some are for standing still and reassessing.
Okay, well, one thing's for sure. We know that the head of the Fed is not particularly interested in throwing the president a bone. Obviously, the president's put all kinds of pressure on him in order to lower interest rates, but he's not responding to that pressure. He's kind of I want to get your thoughts on whether or not you think he might try to stick around once his term is chairman is over and done with. Will Jerome Powell try to stick around as still a member of the Board of Governors, or will he go away quietly like most of them do?
Well, that's a great question. I think with the president being so outspoken in opposition to Powell and criticizing him, some people bow their neck and they hang around, and it would not surprise me for him to continue as one of the governors even after he steps down in May as Fed chair. It may be a point of pride with him, but he has the right to stick around and stay on the Federal Reserve Board if he so desires.
I wonder if at that point that President Trump would try to figure out how to fire him and maybe use the leverage of what's going on with the remodel work at the Federal Reserve, all the money, cost overruns, and all the money spent on renovating the Federal Reserve. I wonder if that's going to have any sort of an impact on what happens next.
Well, there's a Supreme Court case right now. There is one member of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors that has been accused of mortgage fraud, and the president has called for her to leave and resign, if not be fired. He's tried to fire her. The Supreme Court will soon rule as to whether the president can do that. It's a murky area of the law, but I don't think that the criminal referral from a member of Congress to the Department of Justice of Jerome Powell for what could be gross fiscal mismanagement, I don't believe it's necessarily orchestrated by the president. When you make a criminal referral to the Department of Justice and Justice refers that and does a criminal subpoena to a grand jury, that's pretty serious stuff. And the cost overruns the Fed has had on renovating two buildings has been outrageous. Trump, being a construction expert, has estimated it may go to as much as $4 billion for two relatively small buildings. That's obscene, and there's smoke there. Is there fire? I guess we have yet to see.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your insight. Steve Cotton, financial policy expert.